Another teammate we wanted to talk about was Pascal Dupuis.
Yeah.
A throw-in on that trade
that's
for
crazy.
Hossa.
That's crazy. Like, he's another guy like Cooney. I mean, he just did all those little things, and I feel like those guys, they're so important to winning because they do more than just score or set up guys. They just understand the game. If you need energy that night, they can bring that. If you need a hit, they'll bring that. They're willing to play any amount of minutes, whether it's 10 or 20. But if they play 20, they want to play 25. Like it's just that. They want to make an impact on the game somehow, and he was one of those guys that he worked hard. He was willing to do whatever it took to win.
So, like, we'll go back to the Kunitz trade. Is that something that they call you in and say, hey, what do you think we need in our lineup? That was just their move, and then how long did it take you to evaluate the fact that he was going to be a big piece to you guys winning the championship?
It's hard to say then. You don't know. It takes time, I think, for your team to just develop chemistry and things like that. But he was a good fit. I think it started off with I played with him and Billy right away, and we had some really good chemistry, and it just seemed to fit. But we were so deep. I mean, we had so many guys that could chip in, and we had Miro Shatan that year.
Tyler Kennedy, like he's someone who would chip in.
Fedotenko, like guys that just guys you wouldn't think right away as goal scorers, but like Feds was unbelievable.
Big get games. 20.
Yeah.
What about Guerin? When he came over, he must have made just an impact in the room.
Yeah, big time. I mean, he was so
guy.
comfortable. He was so comfortable right away. It didn't take me time. First time I met him, I remember in the training room, he just started unleashing on me, just chirping me. I was just like, oh man.
Did you love it though?
I loved it. Yeah,
Yeah.
But just, it helped that he was older. He had been through it. He had been on a few teams before that. So.
Yeah, he had.
Do you find people are tentative about busting your balls, given like your stature in the room or whatever?
Yeah, I think like guys that I came in with were obviously much more comfortable than it is now. We'll put it that way.
Oh man, these kids are so scared of everything.
These kids coming now.
I was on the training table.
Can you sign my iPhone, please, Sid? I'll go to the net hard.
No, it's just different. Everyone did it. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Where you were in the lineup or whether you played 10 games or 82 a year. It's just you were fair game. I can remember my first year going to get a haircut and just being like, can you just give me something that doesn't look like I got a haircut? Like just something where I actually got my haircut, but it doesn't look like I got one.
Like I need a half a trim.
Yeah.
I need a half a trim here.
I'm going to absolutely shred it. No matter how good this is, it's going to be awful.
So Sid's pulling into the arena, and we're playing Philly that night, and most people think he's stressed out about going up against Mike Richardson, but he's actually stressed that people are going to start screaming, "Where'd you get a free bowl of soup with that haircut?" That's how it went.
Unreal.
From the fans, it's fine, but from your teammates, that's just that cut you deep.
I had one thing written down.
You had a million things written down.
Yeah, actually, I have a million things written down here. I won't read them.
Good.
Thank God.
In the second of the back-to-backs, there was a little bit of taunting on PK Subban's part with the whole the
mouthwash,
the bad breath, and then he was bringing the mouthwash. Like, were you getting a lot of that information? Like, is that something you just laugh about? Were you irritated by it?
Yeah, I was a little irritated by it. Yeah, I mean, I think you could tell at the time when I was doing the interviews, it was just like the last thing I wanted to be
talking about.
But I mean, maybe that was part of it. Maybe that's.
Did it fire you up? Like, were you like? Because I know at that point, I think they were winning the series when he was doing that.
No, they just tied it. They had just tied it 2-2. We won first two, and that was in Nashville. He had said something to Gensey, leaving the ice, and I just kind of went to kind of get in the middle and try to break them up, and he kind of kept saying stuff, and him and I went at it, and nothing was said even remotely close to that. But then to read that after, it's like, oh, okay.
You're like, all right, we're making a show.
I'm gonna answer about this. So it was more of that.
Loving it.
It was more of that, and then I think on top of that, I ended up taking Listerine, carrying a bottle of Listerine into the game or something like that.
Just trolling you.
I
think more so it's you're like, I don't even want to answer, but like I have to talk about this now. That's what pisses you off.
Yeah, he still jokes about it. We were just at the awards, and he was still joking around about it. I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, I was just like, okay, I got to answer questions.
Scoreboard at the end of the day, though, right?
Well, speaking of...
that's just kind of little game. That's just mind games. It's nothing... Me and him had some good run-ins throughout the whole series. I was playing a lot against him. you know, I don't have anything against him for that. I just was kind of annoyed that I had to answer about it.
All right. That's what I wanted to know. That's the answer I wanted.
The Tom Brady, Bill Belichick school of thinking, just don't ask me about nonsense.